friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another WW weekly meal prep. So I only worked 3 days this week, so I am only going to be preparing 3 breakfasts, lunches, and snacks. However, I'm really excited about the 2 recipes that I'm going to share with you for this week. One of them is for breakfast and one of them is for lunch. So if you want to see what I'm eating this week to stay on track and hit my 20 pounds lost, stay tuned. As part of my breakfast for the week, I'm going to make sausage biscuits. I'm super excited about these. They sound delicious, and I'm going to pair these with some fruit and then also some eggs. So you will see that in my completed meal prep. But to make our sausage biscuits, we need some self-rising flour and some non-fat Greek yogurt. We are going to essentially be making 2-ingredient dough. So if you don't know how to make the 2-ingredient dough, this is a perfect opportunity for you to learn how to make that. We are also going to use some of these Jimmy Dean turkey sausage crumbles, eggs, and then a light or reduced fat cheese. I did decide to go ahead and use this Mexican style cheese. I think the coloring and the flavor that the mixed cheese brings to the plate are amazing. So this is what is in our sausage biscuits. So let's get started. So the first thing that we need to do for our sausage biscuits is create our biscuit dough. So you can see here that I have 1 cup of self-rising flour. Now the 2-ingredient dough is a 1-to-1 ratio. So it's 1 cup of self-rising flour and 1 cup of the non-fat Greek yogurt. Now I do not measure my Greek yogurt as you've seen in other videos because I don't want my dough to be overly sticky, so that I do not have to use additional flour to roll it out, which then adds points. So I make sure that I just add my Greek yogurt in smaller amounts until my dough is the consistency and the stickiness that I want my dough to be. So I always start out with just a little bit of the Greek yogurt at a time, mix that in until, again, my dough is the consistency that I want my dough to be. And normally I will finish combining my dough with my hands. I start with the spoon, and then to me it's just easier to use my hands and really form it into a dough ball. So with this recipe, because we're adding other ingredients to it, I don't need to do that. But you'll notice if I make pizzas, I just take my hands and form the bowl with my, or the ball of dough with my hand. So I'm going to add just a bit more Greek yogurt just to get this to the right dough consistency, and then we will add in the remainder of our ingredients. Once our dough is nice and combined, we are going to add in 1 whole egg, and then we are going to mix that egg into our dough before we add in our sausage and our cheese. And then we are reserving 1 egg for later. So we have, the recipe calls for 2 eggs. Make sure that you only put 1 into your dough initially. So there I have my egg mixed in. And then next I'm going to add in my sausage and my cheese. I'm adding in 3/4 of a cup of the Jimmy Dean turkey sausage. So I'm going to add that. And then I'm going to add in 1/2 of a cup of cheese into this mixture as well before we form this into biscuits. And here is my 1/2 of a cup of the light shredded cheese. So I'm going to add that. And then you're just going to take this and you're going to mix this together. You may need to use your hands to fully incorporate all of the ingredients. I'm going to try to do it here with my spoon, but I may need to use my hands to kind of incorporate. It looks like I'm probably going to need to. So in order to do that, I gear up. I take off my wedding ring first off, and then I'm just going to take my hands and I'm just going to make sure, you want to make sure those eggs are incorporated. You want to make sure that cheese is incorporated. Now by adding the egg, your dough definitely gets a little bit stickier, and that's totally fine. Just be prepared for that. You don't need to worry about adding in any additional flour or anything, because these are going to be a drop biscuit of sorts, so they don't have to be like perfectly rolled out. But there you have it. There is our completed sausage biscuit dough, and we'll get this into the oven. So I have my baking sheet here lined with parchment paper and my sausage dough. Now we want The last step before these go into the oven is we're gonna brush them with that extra egg. And I added a little bit of water, and then I also added just a little bit of the Trader Joe's onion salt because I really like that flavor. So I'm just gonna take my basting brush here, and we're just gonna brush the egg wash over the top of the biscuits, and that's just going to have them brown a little bit more in the oven and make them a nice, delicious golden brown color instead of just kind of a stark white that they would be if we didn't use the egg wash. So the second egg in this recipe is simply to brush over the top, but luckily eggs are 0 points, so it doesn't really matter. But yep, I'm gonna get these all brushed with just a titch of the egg wash, and then these are gonna go into the oven. And in the magic of YouTube, I will be back to show you the completed sausage biscuits. The sausage and cheese biscuits just came out of the oven. Yum, these look so good. So I am going to have 2 biscuits each day as part of my meal prep, along with 2 eggs, and that will be my breakfast for the week. So let me get my eggs fried up, and we'll get these into our meal prep containers so you can see exactly what I'm having, as well as I will pair that with a side of fruit. But this recipe, you guys, these sausage muffins are huge for only 2 smart points each. With my sausage biscuits, I decided to go ahead and do scrambled eggs. So in here I have 10 eggs. To those eggs, I'm going to add a titch of this Almond Breeze Creamy just to kind of make my eggs a little bit creamier. So less than 1/4 cup, so 0 points worth of the almond milk. And then I'm going to add in some of the Trader Joe's onion salt. As you know, this is my favorite thing in eggs, as well as a little bit of the Trader Joe's ground black pepper. And then we're just going to give this a good whisk, and we'll get these scrambled up and added to our meal prep container, and then I will show you what my completed breakfast for the week are going to look like. So let me get these eggs cooked up, and I'll be back to show you breakfast. So I've got my eggs a scramble in here, and then we'll assemble the meal prep containers. Again, what I do when I pre-prep eggs is don't cook your eggs all the way through. Leave them a little bit on the raw side so that when you microwave them or warm them up, they don't overcook and become spongy. So pro tip for you. So here are my breakfasts for the week. I did decide to go ahead and meal prep 5 so that I can have one tomorrow and on New Year's Day, even though I will be using my weeklies on New Year's Eve evening. I still want to stay on track the rest of the day. So this will help me with my breakfast for tomorrow morning. So let me show you up close and personal what I'm having. So first I have 2 of my sausage biscuits, and I put those in the large compartment of these meal prep containers. And then I have 2 eggs worth of scrambled eggs. You can see that these are not cooked entirely through, again, just so that they don't get overcooked or spongy when I warm them up. And then I'm also going to pair my breakfast with a pear. Look at that. So this is going to be my breakfast Monday through Friday for this upcoming week. Part of my lunches this week is going to be a turkey bacon avocado wrap. You guys, I'm super excited about these lunches for this week. This sounds absolutely amazing. So let me show you what is in the turkey avocado bacon wrap and how I'm going to put it together. So first we have some Olay Extreme Wellness wraps. Now you can use the wheat or the tomato basil, but I decided to go ahead and use the spinach and herb. I really like this as a sandwich style wrap. And of course you could substitute a different wrap if you're not a fan of the Olay wraps. And then I have some Private Selection center cut bacon. This is Boar's Head 99% fat-free turkey breast, so that is going to be 0 points. I am actually going to use Cuban style mustard instead of regular mustard because I like the taste and texture of this mustard a lot. And then we are going to need some light mayo as well as some avocado. So I'm going to go ahead and use my frozen avocado chunks. I'm just going to weigh them out and put them out to defrost on the counter for a little while. I love these frozen avocado chunks because I just can't eat avocado fast enough before it goes bad. So this takes that out of the equation. So here is what is in my turkey bacon avocado wraps. So the first thing I did is went ahead and weighed out 5 ounces, there we go, of avocado. I did go ahead and weigh that out frozen. So I am going to let this de-thaw and then I will re-weigh it. And if it is not 5 ounces thawed, then I will add a few more pieces of avocado. Next up, I'm going to get my bacon cooked. So I'm going to have 2 slices of center cut bacon each day. So that's a total of 10 slices. And then there should be about 4 or 5 extra slices. I'm just going to throw those in the fridge for my husband, or we could crumble those up on salad, but it's just easier to bake the whole pack of bacon and just use up what you aren't using in your meal prep. So I'm gonna throw this bacon into the oven. While my bacon is in the oven, I decided to go ahead and package up my mayo and my mustard in these small little to-go cups, only because I don't want the mayo to soak into the wrap and make it wet. So I'm just going to measure out on my food scale here 1 serving of mayo, which as you can see here is 1 tablespoon or 15 grams. So I'm just going to measure out 15 grams of mayo in these individual little cups for all 5 days. So let me turn this to grams and then go ahead and just dop in amount 19. Okay, so that's a little too much. So I will remove a little bit of the mayo, and then I'm just going to add my mustard to this as well. And let's just make it easy, all in a one-stop shop here. And then what I'll do is pop a lid on this, and then each day I will add my mayo mustard combination to my wrap at the time that I eat it. And that will prevent it from getting soggy and the mayo just soaking into everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and put together 5 little individual cups of a mayo and mustard blend. It is now time to assemble our wrap. So you can see here that I did go ahead and let my avocado soften so that I could mash it up. This is all of the avocado. So I'm just gonna try to divide this as evenly as possible amongst my wraps. So I just need to get 5 wraps out of this avocado. So I'm just gonna take it and I'm just going to spread it on my wrap. I'm trying to keep most of my stuff here in the middle of my wrap, only because it definitely makes folding it up a heck of a lot easier. And then remember, we are also going to be adding the mayo and the mustard once we actually go to eat our wrap. So there's about 1/5 of the avocado, which is 1 ounce. To that, I am going to add 2 slices of my Private Selection center cut bacon, and that will add an additional point onto that. So I did go ahead and patted all the grease and things off of my bacon. And then here I have my 99% fat-free turkey breast, and I'm just gonna kind of lay a few slices. I had her cut this rather thin, as you can see here, and I'm just gonna lay a few of these slices out into the middle of my wrap here. And again, this is 0 points, but there are still calories, so we want to be cognizant of that. So I feel like that's a pretty good amount of turkey. Actually, you know what? I'm going to add 1 more slice just for that little bit. There we go. So there's my turkey, and then I have some green leaf lettuce here that I'm also just going to add to my wrap just for the crunch factor of it. And then before I eat it, I will go ahead and add in my mayo. So I'm going to fold it. First things in are the ends, and then you've got to be just really careful with these wraps. Make sure you keep them out of the fridge for a while before you prepare your lunch, and then that way it'll be a little bit easier for you to roll. So there is my wrap, and then I'm going to cut it in half before I eat it, but I'm going to have to unroll this to put it into out of my storage container and add my mayo and mustard. So there is my turkey bacon avocado wrap. I am going to cut 1 in half for you just to show you guys what it looks like. So there is what the inside of my wrap looks like. Look how delicious that looks with that turkey and bacon and avocado. I cannot wait to have this for lunch. So I'm going to get the other 4 of my wraps put together. So here is my completed lunches for the week. I'm really excited about this lunch. So here I have my turkey bacon avocado wrap. That is 4 smart points. I do have some red grapes for $0. And then I counted out 29 of the Good Thins chips, and that is 2 Smart Points. So a serving is 41 pieces for 3, but I just counted down to 29 so that it would only be 2. And then I'm going to have my usual 2 Halloween size packs of Smart Sweets. I'm about out of these, so I'm sad. But this is going to be my lunches for the week. So it is a total of 7 Smart Points, including the Smart Sweets. Delicious. So here's my completed lunches. So there are my 5 meal prepped wraps, crackers, and grapes, my 5 servings of mayo and mustard, and 5 days worth of Smart Sweets. So lunch is ready to go. So this is my plan for snacks for the week. I'm going to throw these items in my desk drawer. I do still have a few leftover Utz and things like that in my desk drawer. So I'm going to be having my individual little packs of carrots. There's 4 here and I work 3 days. So I'll probably end up having 1 little pack another day this week. I'm going to finish up my Trader Joe's gingerbread crisps. I'm obsessed with these things. They're so good. I have one of the ladies at my work eating them as well, so I'll just take this whole box and throw it in my desk drawer. I'm going to have what I have left here of my Protein One chocolate chip bars, so I'm going to take a couple of those to work as well. They're only 2 Smart Points. And then, of course, I'm going to have yogurt. This is pretty much something that I eat every day as a snack. These snacks, I usually break them up for my afternoon snack. So after lunch, before I come home and make dinner. And for my morning snack, of course, I'm going to have my Built Bar. To be honest, you guys, this is the only thing that I can eat in the AM that tides me over between breakfast and lunch. And for only 3 Smart Points, you can't beat it. It's like I'm eating a candy bar as a morning snack, but I'm getting 15 grams of protein. So absolutely delicious. Of course, I have discount codes. If you're new to my channel, I have discount codes for the Smart Sweets as well, which I'm going to link in the description box below. And then my discount codes for the Built Bars will also be linked in the description box below. But I have 2 codes, one for a sample box of 6 bars for $6.95. And my other code is for $10 off a full box. So everything will be linked down below. So make sure you take advantage. If you haven't tried the Built Bars or you haven't ordered the full box yet, you can use that code and get yourself a full box. So morning snack is complete. Thank you for joining me on this week's meal prep. I hope you enjoyed the 2 recipes that I shared with you. Both of these are so good. I cannot wait to eat them Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And of course, if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, give my video a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what's on your menu for the week. And of course, I'll see all of you in my next video. Bye! Happy New Year!